and they call it the curse, and I'm taking all the blame. I should be ashamed. How can I fix this now? This wooden witch while all insane.
The government is about to sign the death warrant for Manchester.
And all the power, we wave the flag, surrender what is right.
Hospitality is being punished for something that it's not hospitality's fault.
There's definitely a sense in the north we feel like we're getting picked on now. I think it's a different version of the north will come out of this.
Liverpool may have owned the 1960s, but 30 years on, by the 1990s, Manchester's ecstasy-fueled dance scene and clubs like the Hacienda created a new music mecca. Local bands, Stone Roses, New Order, The Smiths, Oasis and Joy Division ensured the city's place on the global map, creating a music tradition that has endured and evolved until now.
This is where people come to make music, see music and just drown in music. It's almost like somebody turned the PA off and it's gone into silence. This is the tense period now. This is a bit where we don't quite know what's going to happen next. The venues are all shut. It's stop, start, stop, start. You can't put gigs on. What do you do with these spaces? What do you do with these people?
Manchester's Ian Curtis sang that love would tear us apart. Now COVID is doing that to the music scene. Posters at the Castle Hotel pub are relics of a buzz that went quiet in March. Izzy Walsh used to perform to packed rooms and was getting noticed internationally. Now her audience isn't what it was.
I think it is pretty unfair, if I am honest. We're still kind of like stuck in this limbo of being like, well, when are we allowed to go back to our jobs?
Under local restrictions since July the 31st, Manchester households haven't been allowed to mix, including inside pubs. But the city authorities are resisting pressure to close them completely.
At some point, the cure is going to cost more than the disease, so to speak. And I just feel like we're teetering on that line at the moment, that if we continue to push too much with these restrictions and lockdowns and preventing people just getting back to normal, then, I fear that my children's grandchildren will probably still be paying the debt off.
Pubgoers are equally worried about where this is going.
Social interaction, human interaction that is passing on this virus, respiratory virus, but it's what we are. It's what we are. It's the very essence of our being. Can you not understand that? It's what we are. If you deny that, it's totalitarian.
Along with Mancunian Britpop, the 90s saw the growth of higher education, and Manchester thrived with Europe's largest student population. A diverse gay scene emerged, and a hospitality sector that now employs 420,000 people. Each restriction cuts a chunk out of it, and the coming winter's not helping either.
Manchester has this thing that happens on a daily basis called rain, and look at it now. Who's going to sit there? And especially when the temperature drops.
Sasha Lord, the Mayor's nighttime economy advisor, is preparing a legal challenge if the government tries to impose Tier 3 restrictions.
If they want to close our pubs and our bars down without any scientific evidence, then we've got Queen's Counsel ready.
But not everyone agrees. From the Mayor's nighttime economy advisor, I'm now off to meet Andy Burnham's former press officer, who is now shielding. Sally Wheatman was recently diagnosed with cancer and believes the city should help protect the vulnerable.
I was at Christie yesterday. I was surrounded by hundreds of people like me who are literally fighting for their lives, and we're in a position where our immune system is going to be seriously compromised. Obviously, we want to be as safe as we can possibly be, and if that means closing down pubs and bars and clubs, then that's absolutely what should happen.
And do you think that is what should happen now?
Definitely. I think it should have happened in September.
The lockdown of springtime was a united national effort, but what's happening now seems more fractured, with local politicians out of step with Westminster, and even populations in cities like Manchester divided over the best course of action. And the stakes seem higher, with businesses on the brink, facing the bleakest of winters, and those same cold months offering the perfect conditions for the virus to thrive.
The North will rise out of this, but will rise in a united way. And I think it's a different version of the North will come out of this. And we keep thinking about the Thatcher and the poll taxing in Glasgow when they inflicted that on Glasgow first, because it's only Scotland, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You know, that kind of thinking. And we're thinking that they think it's only the North.
From an underground music scene, Manchester has sprouted upwards on the back of a now impressive hospitality economy. But smart restaurants like 20 Stories that were exceeding expectations are now shedding staff.
We are kind of in a danger zone with the rates at the moment. However, there's no scientific evidence that it's come from hospitality. Versus universities, versus education, versus workplaces, hospitality is a very, very small portion of that overall figure, yet we've been being punished for it.
Public health figures suggest the spread of the virus is linked to food outlets in around 3% of cases, but other data suggests it's higher, and shutting pubs in Oldham had an impact.
A lot of people are not listening to the current restrictions, with the pubs closing at 10 p.m. while people still, drinking outside of the pubs, people still mixing in households. So maybe there should be stage 3.
If you consider around the world, like in Europe, in Italy, in Spain, there was literal curfew there. And still, even, the government was doing quite a lot of restrictions over there. Here in the UK, with the grace of God, they are quite lenient. They haven't put a curfew in place for 1 minute.
But this city, heart of the northern powerhouse, fears its heart will stop beating without the laughter, the drinking and the music. Jason Farrell, Sky News.